This is John T for the Boxing Voice. I'm at the Anthony Joshua Usyk media workout, and I'm joined by former European super bantamweight champion Spencer Oliver and Sky Sports boxing pundit. How you doing, mate?
John, I'm all good, mate. You?
What kind of a greeting was that I gave you? Superb.
Listen, that was a big build-up, mate, and I appreciate that you remember the titles, you remember the weights, because it was a long time ago now.
Fair play. I remember watching you loads, mate. I'm one of the older lot.
Nice.
Right, so look, we've just watched the public workout. It wasn't a public workout, it was just a media. It was very light, they just moved around a little bit. Come the fight on Saturday, what can we expect? I know you know Anthony very well. Do you think he's looking good? He looks a bit trimmer.
Absolutely. Listen, I think that's got to be the game plan. You know, Alexander Usyk, the undisputed cruiserweight champion, won the cruiserweight title in his 9th fight, the quickest anyone's ever won it. Unbelievable amateur pedigree as well. So Joshua knows he's in for a hard fight. You know, we've seen cruiserweights move up before. Evander Holyfield was a great one. Michael Moorer was another one. They move up and they do well in the heavyweight division. Alexander Usyk hasn't looked great at heavyweight at the moment. We saw him against Chaz Witherspoon, didn't look particularly great, and we saw him last October against Derek Chisora. But this is a different kettle of fish we're going to now. He's had time to develop into a proper heavyweight, and a fight of this magnitude, I think we'll see the best from Alexander Usyk, and Joshua knows that, and he knows that he's got to come in light because he's got to try and match Usyk for the speed, you know, and he's got to use his explosive power to try and get him out of there early, really, because I think the longer the fight goes, the more beneficial it is for Alexander Usyk. He's a guy that likes to take his opponents into the second half of the fight. He works them out, and then he starts getting into a rhythm. Then he's a very difficult guy to beat. Joshua knows all this, so he's got to go out there and stamp his authority early, but he's got to match him with speed, and the only way he can do that is by coming in light. If you look at Joshua and his previous performances, Carlos Takam when he was heavy, not very good. You know, Andy Ruiz Jr. in the first fight, when he come in heavy, slow on his feet, he becomes vulnerable then. You know, when he comes in like Ruiz Jr. too, last time against Pulev, we saw him coming in light. He's got that athleticism, he's explosive on his feet. I've known Joshua since he was a kid, since he started boxing, so I know how he ticks, I know how he works, and I know when he's at his best. And when he's at his best is when he comes in light, 17-1, 17-2, around that, and we're going to see a good Anthony Joshua. And he looked that today, by the way. He looked good there, but equally so did Alexander Usyk. We picked him up yesterday, actually, from Luton Airport, and straight away, you know, you look at a fighter and you think, right, reality's kicked in. How's he going to be dealing with it? He's here now, he's landed, he knows that things are getting real, we're getting close to the fight. Boy, he looked relaxed, man. He looked focused. He was joking around, but he looked chiselled in his face as well. He looks like he's filled out well into a heavyweight frame. So, look, I think we've got a real fight on our hands here. I really do. I know a lot of people writing Usyk off, saying, you know, he's too small and Joshua's going to blow him away, but you got to respect the guy, and you got to respect what he's done. 350 amateur fights, winning 335. You know, like I say, look, winning the cruiserweight title, unifying the cruiserweight title, becoming undisputed cruiserweight champion, World Boxing Super Series. The list goes on. Look at the names that he's beaten, and he does it in every fighter's backyard. You know, so this guy loves to travel. A lot of people asking the same thing again. Will he be intimidated? Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, 67,000 seats. The answer is no. He feeds off that. So Joshua's got a real fight on his hands here, and he's got to, you know, go out there and stamp his authority early.
Yeah, I think you're right. I mean, just looking at Usyk, you're right. He always looks calm, to be fair, but this is slightly different. This is AJ. It is going to be at Tottenham. He looks as cool as ever up there, like it's just a normal day to him. Do you agree?
Listen, that's where he likes to be. This is it. You know, amateur and pro, he boxes people. Michael Hunter, he boxed in America, beat Michael Hunter out in America. You know, Marco Hock, he beat on the road as well. He beat, who else did he beat? Marius Bradus, he beat on the road as well. In every fighter's backyard, he beats them in their own backyard, you know. This guy Gassiev, he beat in his own backyard as well. So this is what he enjoys. This is not a strange environment for Usyk to be in. He won't be intimidated by being in this sort of environment, and that's right now is where a fight can be won or lost. You know, when fighters are getting into other fighters' heads, and all of a sudden they realise the magnitude of the fight they've got in front of them, and they think, wow, all of a sudden they freeze. You know, they become like a rabbit in the headlights. But Alexander feeds off it. You know, that's why we know that we're in for a real fight. And Joshua is not a stupid guy. He understands that. He realises that. So it could be a long, tough night. It's really good for Joshua. I expect him to get the job done, and I think he'll get it done inside the distance. But you can't write a man off like Alexander.
You mentioned, we talked about the weight loss for Joshua, and we mentioned I think you mentioned around getting rid of him early. Some people are thinking he's lost a bit of weight to maybe box Usyk, which some are saying could be dangerous. Some are thinking that he's lost the weight because he might have to chase after him because Usyk will fight off that back foot. What are your thoughts there as to why he's lost that weight?
I know why he's lost the weight. He's lost the weight because he's got to match him for speed, and and Joshua's an athletic guy. You know, that's where he's very good. That Joshua throws punches in bunches. When he lets a shot go, he doesn't throw singles. He throws 4s and 5s, and then he follows up again. That's why he's lost the weight, because he needs as much of that explosive power as he can. Joshua coming in at 17-1, 17-2 actually benefits him and probably increases his punch power. You know, when he's at 17-8, 17-9s, when we've seen him in the past, he's a little bit slow and a little bit ponderous and probably loses a little bit of power. So, you know, I think by him coming in light just increases his punch power and his explosiveness.
Fair enough. And just quickly on Sky Sports, it's great to see you all back together. You're obviously still working for Sky Sports. How's it feel, sort of like now Eddie's and his stable of fighters have gone to DAZN, but you're all back in the house together? It's a bit like bumping into an ex in a bar.
Yeah, listen, there's we're all like. In the boxing world, we're all one big family, if I'm totally honest, you know, so you see the same faces all the time, and look, seeing Eddie again, seeing Frank Smith again is great. You know, it's like, you know, it's just a bit of competition now. You know, they've gone over to DAZN and they're doing great things on DAZN, that's great. And, you know, Sky are now rebuilding. They're at that rebuilding process, and they're going back to grassroots and looking to develop, you know, more anti-Joshuas and bring more anti-Joshuas through. So, look, fun times, man. Change is good. In any walk of life, change is good, right? Otherwise, things become stale. So yeah, look, looking forward to the future and seeing what it brings. Listen, as long as boxing's still going on, we're still getting the great shows. I don't care where it is or what is getting on, what station it's on. I just want to see good fights, and I think we're getting that.
Excellent. And you're still part of that Sky Sports channel going forward then? I know you got a good Eubank Junior card the following weekend. You're part of that?
Yeah, no, so I'm not. I'm part of this week. I'm doing Fight Week all this week. We come in yesterday, so it's just like a little bit hectic. So I won't be doing anything on the Eubank Junior fight, but look, you know me. I'm out there grafting wherever. If I'm not doing that, I'm doing a bit of talk sport, or I'm doing this, doing that. So we'll see. I don't know if I'm at the Eubank Junior fight or not yet. So let's just focus on this fight week, get this out of the way. Everyone's on a high, and we'll see what happens. Saturday night, mate. Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. By the way, I've been to Tottenham. I trained the geezer that built Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. So I've been there, and I go with him a lot to the stadium to watch the game. I'm a Tottenham fan, and I've got to tell you, mate, the atmosphere is insane. It goes up like 5 tiers. It's like a ball ring. I can't explain what it's going to be like in there. Anthony Joshua versus Klitschko was probably the best atmosphere I've ever been to at a fight. You know, Wembley Stadium packed out. It was insane. This could top that, because I just think the way that the stadium is built, it's going to be electric in there. So I can't wait.
Do you know what? That was an excellent interview, right up until you said you're a Tottenham fan.
I've got to apologise about that. But if this, right, so this might get me out of a bit of trouble, if I'm totally honest. But if this helps, my dad, my granddad, my brother, like pretty much all my family are Arsenal. Is that any good?
Yeah. Fair
play. So does that balance it out a little bit?
You almost did it deliberately. Good stuff. Well, look, thanks for your time. Nice. Always great to have you on the show. We'll catch you at press conference.
I look forward to it.
If you enjoyed the video, feel free to hit the like, subscribe, and share. As always, if you want to support us to the next level, head over to the patreon.com/ThaBoxingVoice. We have tons of exclusive, from Border Wars, from title, betting shows, the list goes on and on and on. But in addition to that, if you guys have questions for fighters, trainers, and promoters, this is where you can submit them. We will run out, get these questions answered, and put it back on the show just for you guys. Appreciate it. Peace.